One of the most common questions I get asked in our meditative movers community is, I've got stiff hips. How do I make them more flexible and move better? It's a tough question without a perfect answer, and I get why it's so common. Our hips are at the center of our body with some of the greatest capacity for movement, but from a biomechanics perspective, what they need to move well is highly complex. And if you haven't moved them in full range for a while, we can lose touch with the hips. Without a strong connection to any area of the body, stretching and strengthening it can do more harm than good. I had stiff hips for years and I thought that I'd just be stuck with them, but that'll change when I applied my focus and discipline to a few key Shaolin inspired practices. Today's video is for you if you're looking to break through plateaus in your lower body flexibility and mobility, you're looking to improve your movement for martial arts, or you're looking to move with greater ease so you can put your jeans on without tearing a hammy. Let's get into it. Hey, it's Benny Ferguson here. I used to be one of those guys you'd laugh out loud at if you saw me in a yoga class. I could barely bend over and touch my toes, and let's just say downward dog and I didn't quite see eye to eye. My hips were strong and stiff from years of deadlifting, so I needed something a bit more focused than the yoga I'd tried that would be able to train my hips to be less rigid and more supple. I set off on a journey to discover what it really takes to transform lower body strength and flexibility levels, not just for my body, but for many different types of bodies. Along the way, I found success as I explored the training of Shaolin monks and other internal martial arts. How are Shaolin monks so flexible and strong? A major contributing factor to their movement abilities is the practice of dynamic movement-focused stretching. Here's 3 ways I've found Shaolin monks use dynamic movement-focused stretching to develop such a strong, flexible hips that can move and age more gracefully. Mindfully practice these methods and you can awaken the free-moving Shaolin within you. Shaolin flexibility number 1 of 3, stances. There's 4 fundamental stances that all Shaolin monks use for better strength and flexibility for martial arts, and you can use them simply to move better in daily life. Horse stance. A horse stance is your bread and butter of Shaolin stances. It opens up the inner thighs and hips and ankles and prepares for the demands of the side splits. Start using a wall to refine your technique and aim to progress your depth of stance until you can balance a broomstick on your thighs. Number 2, bow stance. The bow stance is a great way to open up the front of the hips and ankles. Explore different weighting on the front and back leg and be aware of your hip position and don't habitually move away from the hip stretch. Number 3, tiger stance. The tiger stance works powerfully to open up the inner thighs, hips and ankles. Start with your bent leg elevated and gradually lower the height of the object to build up your leg strength. A useful goal is to work up to being able to sit on the ground and get back up without needing assistance from the hands. Number 4, the crouching or cross stance. The crouching stance is a great way to open up the glutes, hips and feet. Focus on squeezing your legs together and lengthening your spine as you gradually sit down deeper. When combined into an effective flexibility training program, these Shaolin and martial arts stances effectively open up the hips and legs whilst making your whole body and mind stronger. Stances can be performed in a flowing sequence whilst moving continuously or staying still in a posture for prolonged periods. A 5-minute horse stance is a sign of true mental focus, lower body flexibility, strength and endurance. Shaolin flexibility method 2 of 3, kicks. There's 2 kicks that I found are the easiest to learn for hip and lower body flexibility. The front kick, where the leg kicks up toward the head in line with the shoulder on the same side. Cross kick, where the leg kicks up toward the head toward the opposite shoulder. To perform these well, I recommend you begin slowly, kicking in a relaxed way, and focus on kicking from the hip rather than just trying to fling your foot as high as you can. Practice kicks with stances and you may be surprised with your progress toward the splits. Shaolin flexibility method number 3 of 3, standing meditation. Shaolin monks and many other martial arts forms use standing meditation to relax and focus the mind and develop a more unified body where it moves in a more connected way, instead of a bunch of parts fighting each other. When you stand still and breathe for 10 minutes or more, you give yourself an opportunity to gain deeper awareness of tight or weak muscles and unconscious somatic mind-body habits that can cause muscular tension and pull your body out of alignment. This allows you to relax areas that are too rigid and hard while strengthening areas that are too loose and flaccid. As you gradually learn to let go of this tension through your standing meditation, your body develops more effortless alignment, awakening the potential for more free-flowing movement. I practice it daily, and as a result, I've healed a deep spinal injury and gained surprising flexibility, and I've never felt or moved better. You've now got some potent information on how to get started improving your flexibility like a Shaolin monk. It's worked wonders for me, and the students I've taught it to around the world. So now I challenge you to give them a go and awaken a deeper sense of freedom in the way that you move. Remember, you only have one body. Take care of it so it's not falling apart at the finish line. Even if you've neglected yourself for a while, all is not lost. Now is the best time to start and giving your body some love and improving your flexibility. Know that you can age with grace, and with practice that creates a strong, mobile lower body, you'll be on the path to being one of those inspiring old folks who can move freely in their 70s and beyond.